Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So I made this crinoline wavy dress for a baby girl turning 1, and I thought to share the process of how this dress can be made from scratch to finish. If this is what you would like to learn, kindly sit back and watch the video to the very end. Please note that this video will be splitted into 2 parts: how you can achieve the upper bodies of the dress and also how you can achieve the lower part of the dress, that is the crinoline wavy effect. So now let's get right into the video. Now, the first thing we need to do is to go ahead and draft the half scale basic bodies for the kid. And this is exactly what we have on the screen: the front basic bodies and the back bodies. And once we have that done, the next thing we'll do now is to alter our basic bodies to achieve the design for the upper bodies. So from our shoulder line, we'll come down by 2 inches from the shoulder and then rule out a straight line. In this case, I'm working with a 1-year-old child measurement, and that is exactly why I came down by 2 inches. You can use 2 inches for age 1 to 3, and for age 4 to 7, you can come down by 2.5. For age 7 to 10, you can use 3 inches. So after coming down from your shoulder, the next thing to get is the breaking point. The breaking point is the point where the rope will be attached for the upper bodies. And for this, I am using 2 inches. That is, from the center front, I am coming um, out by 2 inches. This is applicable also to age 1 to 3. If your kid is like age 4 to 6, use 2.5. If you are working with age 7 to 10, use 3 inches. So I've gone ahead now to mark out the 2 inches, which will serve as my breaking point. Now, to achieve the sweetheart effect on my bodies, I went ahead to divide the line that I have from the 2 inches that we came down by. So our chest line, I divided it into two and then gave it a curve. This is just because I don't want the chest of the kid to be too exposed. Remember that the chest line is where their breast actually is. So if you come down below to the chest line, you'll be exposing the chest of that kid. So just do exactly like I've shown in this video, and then connect it back to the armhole just with your curve. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. And then I'll go ahead now to trace out what we have. The part which I am tracing out is exactly the piece that will be used to achieve these upper bodies. Now we move to the back. For the back bodies, the armhole of the front and the back need to meet. So we are starting our alteration from the armhole, and then at the center back, just before the zipper allowance, I'll come down by half an inch and connect back to the armhole like so. So I will go ahead now and use my black marker pen to trace out what we have. Now for the back bodies, I am not working with the zipper. This is because the back is going to have a loop. So the part I'm tracing out is where we are going to further do our alteration. Now at the waistline, I will go in by half an inch like so, and on the part we came down at the chest line, I'll go in by 1 inch and then connect it like so. This is just to create the opening for our loop. So we are going to cut that part out from our back bodies. The traced out part for the front and the back now will be our pattern for this dress. So we have the back and we have the front. I'll go ahead now and cut it out and show you what we have at the end of the day. After cutting out, please go ahead and label your pattern because it can be so confusing at times. So that is exactly what I'm doing: the upper part, the lower part, the center back. Go ahead now and cut the front as well. And this is what we have after cutting. So now I would transfer our pattern to fabric. Now the pattern has been transferred to fabric. So we'll also go ahead and cut out our trimmings for the embellishment using the same pattern that we have cut out. And I'm also going to go ahead and add the seam allowance which was added on the pattern. For the upper part, ½ inch, on the sides, 1 inch, and at the lower part, I added 0.75 inches. So I would cut out now and show us what I have. Now I'm done cutting the trimmings, and so I'll open it up now for you to see exactly what it looks like. I cut two pieces for the bodies, the upper bodies, that is the main lining and also the lining for the main fabric. So opening it up, this is what I have for the front piece and for the back piece. And this is what I have for the back piece. So I'll go ahead now and pin down the trimmings together with my fabric. The next thing to do now is I went ahead to cut out 2 yards of bias, a matching color bias strip. So I'll match them together, the 2 yards, and then sew them. So this is me sewing through the bias strip. So once this is done, the next thing is we'll take our front bodies. At the part which is our breaking point, we'll notch that part, and that is exactly the part where our bias strip is going to be fixed. So I'll place my bias strip on the notched part and then place my lining like so. That means the bias strip is actually in between the lining and the main fabric. So I'll go ahead and close up the upper part of the front bodies like so. So for the back bodies, I'll also go ahead and close up the upper part. Remember that the back bodies doesn't have any bias strip to be attached. So I did this off camera and then I'll come and show us what it is. Once you're done sewing up the upper part, go ahead and notch it and also trim out the sewing allowance. You need just little at that part so that that part won't be so bulky at the end of the day. Notch it and also reduce the allowance you have there. Once you're done with this process, go ahead and give it a good press. This is exactly what I have now at the end of the day after sewing the upper part. Now for the back bodies, we'll go ahead and create our loops for the center back. So what I am cutting out here is the loop for the center back. I have 2 inches cut out from our bias strip, and this will be used for the loop. So you can see from the center back that I've gone ahead to close up the upper part, and then now I'll place my loop at the center back and sew them down like so. I'm actually going to sew giving it an even spacing. I think I use 1.5 inches in this case. So I'll sew up my loop for the rope at the center back like so. Now we are done sewing up our loop, and then we join the front and the back bodies together, lining to lining and the fabric to fabric. Please make sure that they meet at the armhole line, that's at the armhole area. So that is what you see me pinning down. I'm making sure that I'm ensuring that they meet at that point. So I'll pin down the sides, lining to lining, and then the fabric to fabric, and I'll take it to the sewing machine and sew up my allowance that was added, the 1 inch allowance. If you have taken time to watch this tutorial to this very point, please kindly subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, and also turn on your notification bell so you get notified anytime I upload a new tutorial video. So what I'm doing here is to sew up our side seam. Yeah, so I'll sew through from the fabric side to the lining side. Now, once I'm done with this side, I will repeat the same process on the other side. And this is what I have after joining. And after repeating same process on the other side, this is what our upper bodice looks like. It came out so beautiful and I love what it looks like. So I'll see you in the next video where we would learn how to create the crinoline wavy effect for the lower part of this dress. Bye for now.